Hello, good day and welcome. I'm Timotab and today I'm going to solve Maelstrom by Blobz. If you would like to try solving this puzzle for yourself, it'll be the first link in the description. Rules. Normal sudoku rules apply. So that means that in every row, every column and every 3x3 box, we must place the digits 1 to 9 once each. Adjacent digits along a green line must differ by at least 5, also known as German whisper. So, what that means is that if, for example, let's use this line because it's out of the way of other things. If, for example, this were a 7, then this would have to be a 1 or a 2 in order to be at least 5 away from it. Okay? Blue lines have an equal sum n within each box they pass through, region sum. So what that means is that these two digits must have the same sum as these 3 digits, which is the same as this digit. Okay. Digits cannot repeat along the marked diagonals. So I have a set of the digits 1 to 9 once each along that diagonal, and the same for this diagonal. Okay. I am going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer. And let's begin. Okay, some things to know about German whispers is that, first of all, you can't put a 5 on a German whisper because if I placed a 5 here, what would that digit be? It would have to be 0 or less or 10 or more, and those aren't valid sudoku digits. Secondly, it can be a little bit difficult to place 4 and 6 on a German whisper because if I were to place a 6 there, both of those would have to be 1s. So if the two digits either side of a 6 can see each other, then you can't place a 6 there. Similarly with 4s and 9s. And then the other thing is that these are going to alternate in high and low. If I place, if a smaller digit as 1 there, in order to be at least 5 away, this has to be at least a 6. So that I'm sure is going to be quite useful, and I think I can see how it can be. So these two digits, one of them is high and one of them is low because of what we've just said. So that means that we now have 3 high digits in the row. So what are these going to be made up of? I've only got 1 high digit left, and that high digit has to go there. So I'm going to mark that with orange. In fact, I'm going to mark these as orange as well because they are high digits. And now I can colour this line. Those must be low digits, which I'll mark in blue because that's kind of cold. Those must be more high digits. That cannot be a 6 because I can't put one either side, so that's an 8. So now I have a 6 in one of those two, but I could place a 6 here because both of those see, those don't see each other, so they could both be 1s. But those are from 1, 2, and 3. They can't be 4s because a 4 can't go next to an 8. That can't be a 6, so that is a 7 or an 8. And again, those are 1, 2, 3. And then that's not really restricted. Okay. What else can I do? Alright, these region sum lines, let's have a look at those. There are 3 digits in this box. And if I minimize those to 1, 2, and 3, then that's at least 6. So this digit here must be at least 6. So I can also mark that as a high digit. This region sum line does the same. In fact, both of those are the same digit. So that's, I'm going to give that an extra little flash to remind myself that they are the same digit. And they are high. They must be from 6, 7, 9 because this one sees an 8 and then that's the same digit. This is also high for exactly the same reason. And that's from 6, 8, 9. And this is also high for the exact same reason. That's from 6, 7, or 8. Okay. Well, that 6, 7, or 8. 6, 7, or 8 in 3 digits always has to have a 1 on it. Because if we put 2, 3, and 4, which are the next 3 lowest digits, if it didn't have a 1, that adds up to 9. So that means that that's not a 1. Okay, where should I look next? Ah, yes. These 4 digits, something that is useful to think about when there are the diagonal cross that has to be no repeats, is that this digit sees those two by normal sudoku and that one by the diagonal line. This digit sees those two by normal sudoku and that one by the diagonal line. So all 4 of those digits must be different. So that is a useful thing to consider. So our green digit, that goes there somewhere. Is there anything? What can I, where shall I look next? Those can't have a 9 on. That's not helping very much. Those 3 on the line. Those could both be high. Ah. Okay, that's potentially useful. So that can't be a 9 because any digit added onto there would make that at least 10, but it has to be the same as a single digit. Those 3 can't be 9s for the same reason, and nor can that. So that or that is a 9. How does that help? One of those two is definitely a 9. No, I'm not sure that that does help very much. Okay. Aha. Okay. If I have two digits that are 5 or higher on this line, then the minimum would be 5 plus 6 plus 1, which is clearly more than 8. So there must be two low digits on here, at least. If there are at least two low digits on here, oh, and I've just noticed something. First of all, it can't be 1, 2, 3 because that would break that cell. So that can't be a 6. And that gives us a 7, 8 pair in the box, which is interesting. Anyway, as I was saying, so I must have at least two low digits here from 1, 2, 3, and 4, but at least two. And I've got one there, that makes at least 3. In that cell, or in those two cells, I have a low digit and a high digit. So I do have exactly two low digits here. Plus 1 makes 3, plus 1 makes 4, and that must be a high digit. So now I can colour that with highs and lows. And if I've got two low digits here and exactly 2, then this can't be 1, 2, 4, which is the only way to make up 7 in 3 digits. So that is an 8. That makes this a 7. Both of those cannot be 3s because they can't go next to a 7. That knocks out the 8 from there and the 8 from there. So one of these two is a 7. These add up to 8. Okay. So that could be 1, 2, 5, or 1, 3, 4. Well, it can't be 1, 3, 4 because then I don't have enough low digits to place here. So that is 1, 2, 5. Okay. That means that I have a 4 on one of those. Because I have to have a low digit, and 1, 2, and 3 are taken. In fact, that's a 3. And next to the 4, I have to have a 9. So that makes that a 6. Aha. That makes that a 1, 2, and 3. This is two digits that add up to 6. And I can do that in two ways. I can do 1, 5 or 2, 4. Well, that means that the 5 or 4 has to go there, and that's a 1 or a 2. That's not a 6. That's also not a 6 because that's the green digit, and we know that that's the same as that one. And that digit can now not be a 9, so that can't be a 4. That's a 9. That's a 4. And this is low. That is a high digit, and it can't be a 7. So that's a 6, which makes that a 1. This is the remaining digit in the box, so that's a 7, and we'll remind ourselves that that is high. That must be a 1, 2, or 3. Because it can't be a 4, 2 or 3, because it can't be a 4 and it can't be a 1. Okay. Making some good progress. Where next? Okay, this is a high digit, and it sees 6, 7, and 8. So that's a 9. These two digits add up to 8. It can't be 1, 7. They can't be 2, 6. So they must be 3, 5. And because of the triple, we know the order. Let's mark that as low. That makes this a 2. And that is a 4, 8 pair. But let's look at the diagonal. That 9 on the diagonal makes that a 7. That makes these 1, 2, and 4. Those are all low digits. So we've used our quota of lows for the box, so this must be a high digit. And that allows us to colour the rest of the line. That's a 9. It can't be 1, 2, 6 because that breaks that cell. So it could be 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4. Either way, it does have a 3 on it. Actually, I can mark all of these as low. That's low. There we go. That 5 makes that a 4. So that is 2. That 7 makes that a 9. And we know that there's a 9 in one of those two. Let's see, where next? That can still be as low as 6. That's got to be from 7, 8, or 9. Because it can't be a 6 because of that. Oh, it can't be an 8 either. Oh, that has to be a 3 because it's the only remaining low in the box. These two digits have to sum to 7. And they don't have a 1 or a 2 on, so they must be 3 and 4, and they must go in this order. And those are low digits. Get my colouring right. That makes that a 6, and then that's a 5. Okay. That can't be a 9 or a 7. It can't be a 6 because those will both be 1, so that is 8. Which makes these from 1, 2, from 1, 2, and 3. That is not a 6 because of the column. This must be a 5, 6 pair. These are from 1, 2, 3, and 4, and are therefore low. That gives me a 1, 2, 3, 4 in the column, making that a high digit. In fact, that's a 7, 8, 9 triple that we have there. That makes this a 5-6 pair. I have an 8 in one of those two by sudoku. Feel like I should be able to do more with this. Yes, that's he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. That is a 6. That is high. That's a 1. And low. And that is a high digit. These 3 digits are from 3, 5, and 7. But the 5 means that that on the diagonal is not a 5. And that's not a 3. By sudoku in the column. That is 6, 7, or 9. That 1 makes that a 2, and the 8 makes that a 4, and that an 8. That's high and low. That 4 means that that is not a 4, and that's where the 4 goes in this box. That is not 2. That's a 1. So those are not 1s, and that's a 1. Okay. Where do we look next? That 7 on the diagonal makes that 3. Gives me a 5, 7 pair in the box. But we now know what these 3 digits are. Actually, before that, we're going to place a 2 there and a 3 there by this 3, which I will mark as low. But these 3 digits must be from 1, 2, and 4. And this one sees 2 and 4, so that's 1. Those are 2 and 4, and I don't think I can resolve them just yet. And they are low digits. That 3 looks across to see that, so that's no longer a 3. So these digits must be 5 and 3. Well, that can't be a 3, so that's a 5. That's a 3. And low, that 3 looks across to there, making that a 3. These are all high digits. Ah, there we go. This must be from 6 or 7. This must be from 8 or 9. Okay, where next? Let's see if I can do anything more with 3s. Yes, I can place a 3 there. Now we said that this was either 1, 3, 5 or it's 2, 3, 4. So can that be, that can, hang on, I need a 1 on this row, and that's got to go there then. So that's 1 and 5, those are low. That's a 7 and is high. That's a 9. That's a 6, which I half guessed it might be. That is a 5, making this 6 and high, and that a 5. This one comes out of there. I need another low in the row, so that is there, and that sees 1, 2, and 3. So that is 4, making that a 2, and I can take the 2's out of there. This must be a high digit, and this must be a high digit. So this is where the 5 goes. So that's 6 and 5. These 3 digits are 4, 9, and 7. That's not a 9. That's not a 7. These 3 digits are 2, 8, and 6. 2, 6, and 8. That's not a 6. That's not an 8. Okay, those ones look up. So those are not ones. That's a 1. These are a 7-8 pair. Okay. Mine looks across there to remove the 9 from this cell. That gives me a 7-8 pair in a row. That is a 6, which makes that a 7. That makes that 4. And that's the 9. That's the 7. And they are both high digits. I'm going to remove the green now because that's done its job. That makes that 8. That's 9. That's 2. That's 6. That's 8. That's 2 and low. And that is 5. Nearly done. As long as I can see what to do. That's a 9. That's not 9. Ah, that 3 can't go next to a 7. That's an 8. That's a 7. That's 8. That's 7. And now the 2 in the column makes that a 4. That a 2. 1, 2, 1, 4. And yeah, that was quite a lot of fun. Some good interactions, some fun logic in that. I really like that. Yeah, just working through what the options were. Using the colouring helped to determine high and low digits, and a little bit of knowing that these single digits on the region sum lines had to be from 6, 7, 8, 9, so making them high. And so I think that interaction of high and low with the region sum and the German whispers worked out really well. Thank you very much, Blobz, for setting it. I enjoyed it. If you like this solve, please hit the like button. You can subscribe to see some more, and I would love to hear your comments, including how long it took you if you tried it. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.